Good morning. I hope you all had a relaxing and restful holiday, and Happy New Year to everyone. New year, new me. Nope. I'm still the same person I was 10 days ago, and so are you. Thanks. No one here needs to become a new person in 2018. Looking around the chapel today, I see some amazing people. I honestly believe this year's senior school is one of the most talented grade bands to pass through Appleby. We have some of the smartest people, best athletes, artists, musicians, most confident, friendly, and well-rounded students this school offers. I'm not trying to feed anyone's ego here. I'm just saying we don't need to change who we are. However, a lot of us, and myself included, can improve how we see people and things. Pretend you have a glass in your hand. You can fill it up with just about whatever you want. If you like lemonade, like me, put some lemonade in the glass. In the case of my mom and dad, they'll probably want to fill it up with wine, and ideally to the brim. Unfortunately, the only rule is it can only be filled up halfway, sorry. When you're looking at your metaphorical glass with whatever drink is in it, do you see the glass as half full or half empty? It's a common saying which looks at perspective. If you say the glass is half full, you generally have a positive and optimistic outlook on life, not only for yourself, but for others too. You're able to see good traits people possess over their flaws. You see the positives in situations where it makes sense to be negative, and most importantly, you just overall have a good outlook on life. I'd like to think this is me, but it's not. And I think a lot of people are in the same boat as me. Having a glass half empty perspective doesn't mean you're a rude, pessimistic, or a negative person. You can still be a good person. In fact, I know a lot of people with this mindset, and they're still some of the nicest people I know. The glass half empty way of thinking just encompasses a few bad habits which can be broken. The biggest thing is it's easier to complain than to be thankful. For example, I really hope it's not Veggie Day, I wish I was still on Christmas break watching The Office, and I can't believe the microwave in Polls has blown up 4 times since I moved into boarding. These are just things that pop into my mind which I find easy to complain about. Another thing is a failure sticks in our mind much stronger than a success does. If I have 3 good things happen to me in a day, like someone says something nice to me, I find a new great song, and I play Kahoot in class, I'd think I'm having a pretty good day. But if something bad happens, like if I have a bad hockey game, everything else is pretty much irrelevant, and I'll say, that was a bad day. When something bad happens to me, even if it's not that important in the big picture, sometimes I disregard everything good that happened to me and fixate on the negatives. When you put these two together, when you're fixated on negativity and you complain a lot, it translates to how you see and treat other people. It becomes easier to see someone's flaws and see the good things about them. Everyone's got flaws and everyone makes mistakes, but if you focus on those aspects of someone, you won't see past that, and it'll block you from seeing the great things about them. Everyone has good aspects of their personality. It's only a matter of you being willing to dig deeper to find there's more to someone than you think. I find we tend to latch onto negativity because, simply put, it's easier. It's easier to complain than to praise something or someone. It's easy to get down on yourself, and it's easy to convince ourselves that some people are rude or mean to make us feel better about ourselves. It's easy, but this isn't the perspective I want to have. So for a while, I've been trying to appreciate more, complain less, find the good in tough situations, and see the best in people so I can ultimately see life with the glass half full. My main motivation to do this is because of my mom. She sees the glass completely full, and anyone who knows her can agree with me on that. I don't know if she was born with it or she became the nicest person in the world over time, but if I can one day have the same outlook towards life as she does, I'll be happy. She sees the good in people and makes them feel appreciated constantly. It's one of the reasons she motivates me, my family, her coworkers, her friends, and even some of my friends to be better people. Unfortunately, being optimistic is more difficult for some than others. Lots of people experience things in their life which make it difficult to see good and be positive because it seems like there isn't any bright side. I'm not going to try and say I get it and tell you to just be happy because that's unrealistic and I don't know what goes on in everyone's life. However, I want to say that based on personal experience, in situations where it seemed the glass was entirely empty, I just had to look a little deeper. For example, this past November, I had attended the funeral for my grandpa's brother. To say the least, this day was emotional, and rightfully so. When someone in your family passes away, it's a really difficult time. But my brother, Neil, he sent a really nice message to my aunt and her kids, which serves as a good reminder to try and see the positives in difficult times. He said, "We understand how hard of a time this can be, but always remember to cherish the good memories. When someone you love has gone away, you always have their memories with you." It was incredible to see how my family and relatives came together to support each other in this time of despair. That night, after the funeral, instead of continuing to be sad and super emotional, my family celebrated his life by spending time with relatives and cherishing the good memories. That helped turn a struggle into something I'll remember forever, and for a good reason. Another thing which helped me get through everything was, just 2 days after the funeral, I traveled with the boys' hockey team to play a game against St. Mike's. That day, our team had some great energy and some solid team play, which resulted in our first win of the season. This game was pretty big for me because it was my first win with the varsity team, but also because some of my relatives, who I don't get to see too often, came to watch me play. Although they were only in town and watching my game because of a terrible situation, I'm still really, really grateful I got to see them. After the game, Mr. Millick gave me the game puck, and personally, it serves as a reminder that, as J. Cole puts it, there's beauty in the struggle. What this means is, the situation was difficult, but at the end of it all, I was able to witness the strength of my family and how we support each other in times like this, which really helped me get through. By the end of it all, it turns out the glass wasn't empty. I just had to look a little deeper to find the good in a bad situation. At all times during your life, the highs and the lows, it's important to see the positives over the negatives. And I think there's a few things that everyone can do which can help shift your perspective so you can ultimately see life with a glass half full. One, I don't know why people think venting and complaining about everything is just going to make your problems magically go away. If you're telling someone about something that's going on and you're asking them for advice, I understand, that's fair. But aimlessly ranting isn't going to make you feel any better. That's just what I think. So instead of venting when some things just aren't going right in your life, shift your thinking and remember the things that made you smile or made you feel good recently before coming to the conclusion that nothing has been going your way. Another thing we can all do is we can all appreciate more. It's really easy, but not a lot of people do it enough. Take some time out of your day to say thank you, or just do something to show you care. There's a lot of people who go out of their way to do nice things for you, and it makes their day so much better when you acknowledge and appreciate their efforts. In return, you'll feel a lot better about yourself, and they will be more than happy to help you in the future. Most importantly, surround yourself with positivity. I've been lucky enough to be surrounded by family and friends who bring out the best in me, and it's made my life a lot better. Doing these simple things will go a long way, and you'd be surprised how much of a difference it makes in your life. For the S1s, grade 11's a grind. There's a lot thrown at you at once with schoolwork and co-curriculars and sports teams and everything else. It can be overwhelming at times. In my opinion, you guys are working harder than any other high school students in grade 11. And depending on how you look at it, this can be a good thing or a bad thing. Having gone through it all and experienced grade 11, I personally believe it's a good thing in the end, because if you look at the big picture, you're going to be a lot smarter. And not just book smart, but you'll be great, well-rounded students by the end of the year if you already aren't. And it'll help you succeed next year and the year after that, so trust the process. S2s, Applebee's been a roller coaster. There's been ups and downs for everyone here. When I graduate, I'm not going to think about everything that put me down while I was here. I'm going to think of all the things I've accomplished, the friends I've made, the memories, and just everything that made me happy. In 6 months, Applebee's going to be a memory. Try and make it a good one for yourself. To end my speech, like I said before, the people in this chapel are some of the most talented people I know, so don't change who you are, just shift your perspective. If you look at life with the glass half full, you'll be a lot happier, you'll make other people a lot happier, it'll help you get through difficult times, and I'm sure your 2018 will be one to remember. Now will you please rise and sing hymn 662.